It happened in February 2008. Police responded to reports of a shooting and found 36-year-old Marcos Salas. He had been walking hand in hand with his 2-year-old granddaughter in front of an elementary school when shots rang out from a passing car. The bullets miraculously missed the little girl. Salas was hit 17 times.
They spotted him, went up, killed him in cold blood. Thankfully, didn't kill the girl, the 2-year-old girl.
Moments after Salas was gunned down, Los Angeles police spotted a carload of known members of the Avenue street gang.
They looked at me, I looked at them, and they drove right past me. I made a U-turn to get behind the vehicle and made a quick right turn on Drew Street.
Drew Street. Police say that's where the suspects stopped the car and got out, guns blazing.
Suspects opened fire with, we believe, 3 different weapons. One suspect was killed. He was found to be armed with an AK-47.
When the smoke cleared, Danny Little Clever Leon lay dying on the ground with a bullet to the head. Police pointed the blame squarely at his mom. Maria Chata Leon, nicknamed supposedly for her snub nose, has the rap sheet and reputation of a gangster.
Maria Leon got arrested a lot. She's an evil, evil woman. She did not care about her sons. She didn't care about anything.
Nobody's going to confuse Maria with Mother of the Year.
Arrested 14 times on charges ranging from drug running to weapons and child endangerment. She's been deported twice to her home nation of Mexico.
As a mother, she allowed her children to be involved in this big criminal enterprise. And not only did she allow it, but she supported it.
She groomed them to become players in the game. Danny was one of her 13 children, reportedly fathered by 5 different men.
Half of them became criminals.
So far, 2 of them have ended up dead.
The Avenues gang was one of the most powerful street gangs in the country, if not the world. It was an extremely violent organization. Maria Leon was the matriarch.
Known as the Avenues, the gang got the name from the streets they worked.
They rule by intimidation. They instill fear. Everything they do is meant to terrorize and intimidate.
Her business was narcotics distribution, intimidation, extortion, domination of Drew Street.
There's pretty much only one way in, one way out.
It's just so dangerous. For so many years, we could not stop it.
Maria Leon has no regard for human life. To me, that's like the ultimate evil.
She was arrested a dozen times in the 90s. I want you to think this is somebody without a record. She's got a rap sheet longer than your arm in tiny print.
Starting in 1986, she's been picked up for theft, burglary, illegal firearms, child endangerment, extortion, and entering the United States without a visa. She's been convicted 3 times on felony narcotics charges, and she's been deported twice.
Over a period of time, La Chata Leon goes from being a babysitter to being a drug trafficker. And methamphetamine, cocaine, whatever people will buy, to the shot caller.
She became the boss through attrition. As gang members got arrested or killed, she became a constant within the community. Her house was a home base.
That house was where a lot of the gang meetings took place. Avenues gang members were known to run into the house upon seeing the police.
When the police come around, they whistle to tip each other off that the police are coming.
She was selling crack cocaine, methamphetamine. She was moving anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds of meth a week and 2 to 3 kilos of cocaine a week.
The whole thing is predicated also on bringing in new immigrants. They become smugglers, and these immigrants they smuggle in oftentimes are told to work off their debt by selling dope.
With Drew Street basically impenetrable to police, gangland life got out of control. For a 5-year stretch during the 1990s, the Northeast, as it's known, was the murder capital of Los Angeles, with 238 killings, nearly one a week.
It wasn't necessarily the money that brought their attention to us. It was the amount of violence and the devastation in that area that they were causing.
Halloween 2002, police conducted a surprise raid on the Satellite House. Convicted on narcotics charges and child endangerment, the Queen of Drew Street was sentenced to 6 years in state prison. The day after she was sent away, Drew Street and the Satellite House were back in business.
It doesn't matter what happens to Maria Leon. She's always got an infrastructure, which are kids. By now, her sons are really emerging as seriously creepy figures on that street, running everything.
Leon was released in 2006 and immediately deported back to Mexico. That meant nothing to the Avenues gang of Drew Street. They believed they were above the law.
DA gets involved, U.S. attorney gets involved, and they begin to put together a really large conspiracy case against these guys.
These are federal indictments. This gang is a mafia.
Special Agent Kogler and I went out into the neighborhood to see what we could see for ourselves. And the first 2 people we encountered were Francisco Real and his mother, Maria Leon. And they were openly, in public, directing the people selling drugs in broad daylight, out on the street, everywhere on that street.
Prosecutors, true to their word, handed down an indictment in February of 2008, charging Leon, her sons, and scores of gang members with running a conspiracy to sell drugs. Ironically, the matriarch probably got off with the lightest sentence because she could not be tied directly to any violence. She pled guilty to racketeering and conspiracy charges and was sentenced to 100 months, just over 8 years in federal prison, to be followed by immediate deportation.
That's a lady that needs to be locked up the rest of her life.
The legacy that Maria Leon left is one of having fostered a unique level of violence and criminality. She showed no signs of stopping, nor ever displayed any intention that she ever would intend to stop committing those offenses against the people in that community.